All right, Pat is going to talk about Obama here, Pat Robertson, but take note of a couple things. Number one, how he's just a babbling old man who's making no sense and he's stuck in this right-wing bubble, but also there's going to be a comparison that he makes, or maybe it's an analogy. There's a reference he makes in there that's a little disturbing.
We have at the head of our government somebody who never ran anything, never been in charge of anything, never met a payroll. All those things are there. Never, never, never. And he doesn't understand what these things are. He's never been in the military. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand geopolitics. But he has a prism on the world that was shaped by his radical father. And he has a prism that was shaped by some of his friends who were radical leftists. And his spiritual mentor, who at one time hated America, that's who is running our country. We're kind of waiting like, are we ever going to get delivered from this thing? This is a great nation. It's like, you know, the Gulliver and the Lilliputians. I mean, here's this giant who was being held down by all these pygmies, and we're a giant. America is a giant being held down by these pygmies. Time to pray. Lots of prayer and some action maybe in these next elections.
Pygmies? That's an unfortunate comparison / analogy, reference, whatever it was. Do you know what pygmies are? Getting slightly racial there, Patty boy. Now, did he mean it that way? I don't know. He's such a senile old man. I can't even get into his head to even pretend to try to know what he believes, what he thinks on a regular basis. And he's so out there and kooky that I don't even want to try. But I don't even need to dive into that part of it. I'll leave that to you. You can draw your own conclusions about, is there a racial angle, is there not a racial angle to this? But either way, I mean, everything else he said was ridiculous. Obama never ran anything. He never ran a business. Never ran a business with a payroll. Good. I'm so tired of this meme from conservatives that, oh, well, you obviously need somebody, got to run government like a business, You need a good businessman like Mitt Romney, great businessman. No, you don't. Government is there specifically to do the things that the private sector and business and capitalism is too greedy to do. I want somebody with a totally different skill set to be in government. I don't want you to worry about, oh, we need to make a profit. The government shouldn't make a profit. That's not what it's fucking there for. But these numbskulls, they just got it in their head. It's this old thought process, this old meme where it doesn't matter how often you present an argument to them that shows that that idea doesn't make any sense. They still want to do it anyway. And then he said Obama's never been in the military. I used to love in the 08 election when McCain would talk about this and right-wing commentators would talk about this as if it's a strength. Like, oh yeah, no, McCain should totally be president because he was a prisoner of war. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, he served his country brilliantly and bravely, and the dude was a prisoner of war. It's a tremendously scary situation, and I wish the best for him, and I did my whole life, right? But that's not the point. The point is, how does that qualify you to be commander-in-chief? So anybody who's ever been shot at is qualified to be commander-in-chief? If that's what you're saying about the military, oh, he has military experience. I know some people in Compton who got shot at. Do you want them becoming president? Using your own logic here, conservatives. And then also, oh, he was shaped by his radical father. Right, his radical father who he met once. Maybe a couple times more. The first time he met his father, he was already an adult. How exactly was he shaped by his radical father? Please describe this to me, explain this to me. Did he have telekinesis abilities? He was able to read minds from overseas? Is that how it works? And they say, oh, the book Dreams of My Father. But he wasn't around him most of his life, so you can't say that he was the only one that shaped everything about Barack Obama. I mean, I think of me and how my father were eons apart. But the way conservatives think is like, no, you're the same person as your father. Or not. How about that? I know, radical.